Hey, what's up, guys? Peace. It's your boy, JayThat'sMe. Let's talk about and discuss Smackdown from January the 13th, 2023. This episode was not that good. It just wasn't. And I felt like Triple H did not really try all that much. And he only has 2 more Raws and 2 more Smackdowns, and then it's the Royal Rumble. So he only has 2 more weeks left to build this shit. And really and truthfully, there should be no excuse. All hands should be on deck. We should be getting every single week solid Smackdowns and solid Raws every single week up until the Royal Rumble. We are on the road to WrestleMania officially. And Triple H has not tried. He, for whatever fucking reason, hasn't tried. And I have no idea why. And this show is proof. This show is proof. He did not leave much meat on the bone this week. And that's not good. That is not good. We are going into the Big Four. One of the Big Four, the Royal Rumble, which needs to be prestigious. These shows can be better. These shows need to be better. This build needs to be better. I cannot stress that shit enough. Triple H has got to fucking try. He's got to. He has no choice. He's running this shit. For now, anyway. We'll talk about the whole Vince stuff later on. Alright, so we kicked the show off with Braun Strowman versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. So, Michael Cole on commentary mentioned that Strowman, he was wearing custom boots to pay respect for Jackson Sparks, who lost his life and was killed at the Christmas parade 2 years ago. So that was cool. I respect that tremendously. This was a very decent, solid TV match. The two went back and forth. A bunch of chops, a bunch of near falls. Strowman tried to do his Strowman bomb, but to no avail. His shoulder kept giving out. So that was the story in this match. They told the arm of Strowman. Also, there was points in the match where Imperium got involved as well. And Gunther won via a botched power bomb. He didn't get it. He didn't get Strowman all the way up, but he wins nonetheless. And I'm happy for that. So I'm glad that Gunther is still champion. They probably will give him like a year plus run with the championship. That's where I see them going. He's held it for, I think, 5 months, Michael Cole said. I think 5 months. But it was a decent match. It really was. I just wish that this was on pay-per-view. I wish that this was going to be at the Rumble, but sadly it's not. So, Sami Zayn, he is backstage, and he wants to get in touch with the bloodline. So he knocks on the door. Paul Heyman, he answers. Sami says that he wants to go in there and talk strategy with the guys. Heyman's like, nah, it's not going to happen. He's the only one here tonight. He's confused. He says that he spoke to Solo and the Usos earlier in the day. Heyman says last week he told the tribal chief that Sami versus KO would be a perfect chance for Solo and the Usos to attack Owens. But the tribal chief told Heyman that he was wrong. Told Heyman that he was wrong. So Heyman basically says that Roman Reigns had asked him to show love to Sami if he doubted him. So basically, Paul Heyman tells Sami that he's going to be on his own tonight. Roman wants him to do this all by himself for the love of Roman Reigns. So Sami, he's upset. He tells Heyman to call or text Reigns and tell him that he made the right call. Zayn's like, he'll handle this and he'll solve the problem tonight. Heyman smiles and says that's why Reigns is in awe of Sami. So Sami said that's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. So both Zayn and Heyman smile, and then Sami dips out, and then Heyman, he rolls his eyes and he looks annoyed. So that's pretty cool. Next, a really cool segment involving Ray. So Ray comes out. He says he's always looked at the holidays as a special time, especially when you've been on the road for years. You cherish the family, that family time, especially Christmas. Ray says we all know he didn't have a Merry Christmas. He mentioned the Christmas shit that went down between Dominic and him. So Ray says that now his son is walking around like he's some type of thug. And as a father, that breaks his heart. He starts speaking some Spanish. And then he says, as a man, he's fed up. Ray said he came to Smackdown for a fresh start. He won't let Dom disrespect him and distract him. Ray says that he knows just what he needs to do to stay on track. That's the end of the Royal Rumble. So that prompts Karrion Kross to come out. Him and Scarlett, they hit the ring. I love that fucking trench coat that Kross wears. Kross looked like a fucking mob boss. It was badass. Loved it. Fucking loved it. So Kross gets on the mic and he says that Ray needs goals, or else Kross didn't know how Ray could peel his old ass out of bed every day. Kross goes on and says that we all remember 17 years ago when Ray won the Royal Rumble back in 06. Kross says that this is a special moment for Ray and his son Dominic. Kross asks Ray why is he looking at him like that? Kross says never mind. Ray doesn't know if it was special for Dominic because Ray never is around his family then. And then Kross says he and Scarlett were backstage talking to them and they wondered, who does Ray hate more? His son not growing up like Ray did, or himself for failing to raise Dominic just to be like him? I'm like, damn, that's a good-ass line. Good-ass line. So that pisses Ray the fuck off. They start to brawl. He loads some punches on Kross. So Ray's about to hit the 619. He's about to do the run. Scarlett gets involved. She takes his knee out from under him. Kross hits the cross jacket on Ray and chokes him out. And then we get the red lighting, and Scarlett holds up a tarot card with Mysterio's face on it. So I'm guessing, that's okay. I like it. We're probably going to get Kross and Mysterio at the Rumble, which is going to fucking rule. So there's that. So Liv Morgan, she's backstage with Emma and Maxine Dupree. So Emma says she respects Liv for being fearless, but she's not sure about Liv entering the Women's Royal Rumble at 1, saying maybe it's not the best way to get to WrestleMania. Maxine says this is the worst idea she's ever heard, which I kind of agree with. Liv doesn't have a chance to win it, so why does it matter when she comes out? So Raquel Rodriguez, she comes in the frame, and she says she wouldn't go that far. But they're making some good points. So Raquel says, don't get me wrong, Liv has a fighting spirit to take on 29 others, but it wouldn't be the best strategy for her to enter later on, like around number 30, she says. And then Raquel says, for what it's worth, she thinks that someone of Liv's size has a better chance to succeed if they enter later on. Raquel is excited for her first Rumble. She's excited to be in her first Rumble and feels like she was built to win this. Liv says, for what it's worth, she got her palm ran today. So she shows it to Raquel. So then she slaps Raquel. And then Liv's like she wants to wrestle. So Raquel steps up to Liv. They start talking some shit. And she speaks in Spanish. She says she's sick and tired of everyone tired of forgetting she's the biggest and strongest around, which I do agree with on the Smackdown brand. I do. The other two women are on Raw, that being Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. So Raquel accepts the challenge of Liv. Liv laughs off, Liv laughs, and then she taunts Raquel, and then everyone dips out. Next, Xia Li versus Tegan Nox. Xia Li wins. No, Tegan Nox wins, which made me want to slit my fucking throat. Oh my God. I am floored. I cannot believe that Triple H went with Tegan Nox. This is so stupid. At this point, Xia Li's better off in NXT. She really is. Just send her back down to NXT for a while. Please just do it. Fuck. All right. So we get a vignette involving Valhalla with Eric and Ivar. So she says, when the gods speak, he listens. Eric and Ivar say they obey. Valhalla says she's seen two fallen warriors sentenced to battle McIntyre and Sheamus. The Viking Raiders say suffering awaits them. So there's that. And then they showed the clip of what happened last week after Smackdown went off the air, which I thought was good. I actually watched that clip. It was actually pretty solid. I guess they're going to have a little mini feud. Probably a one and done feud with Sheamus and McIntyre. Sheamus and McIntyre versus the Viking Raiders. It is what it is. So, Drew and Sheamus, they're backstage. And they start hitting each other. Drew said he's going to make Pierce stops easy. They want the Vikings tonight. Sheamus says those lunatics can wait. He wants the Usos tonight. So, they both start chopping each other back and forth and having a friendly argument on who they want to fight tonight. Pierce gets in between and says he's got a solution that's going to make them both happy. There's going to be a tournament next week. And the winners are going to get a shot at the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And McIntyre and Sheamus are in the tournament. Drew says that's only half the solution. Pierce says he didn't let him finish. The first opponents are going to be the Viking Raiders. And then Drew and Sheamus, they start slapping each other back and forth. Drew says that's a perfect idea. And Sheamus says this tournament will include banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. So I do like that. It sucks that they're trying to get rid of the Usos. Like, I don't understand why they need this. The Usos cannot lose and don't need to lose until Mania. That's what needs to happen. One thing that I am pissed off about is why do we see the Usos wrestle almost every fucking week? We see them wrestle on Raw, on SmackDown, on live events, on house shows. This is not a good look. It needs to stop. If the Usos or even Solo gets injured, that's going to fucking suck. We need the bloodline at full force. It has to. This is the biggest story in the industry right now. And it cannot get ruined. So, we get one of the best segments of the night, that being Bray Wyatt. So he was out there with his lantern, So that gave a nod back to the Eater of Worlds. So Bray, he enters the ring, and he sits in his old rocking chair. So he then says to Green Bay that we're here. So Bray laughs and says it's wild how we sometimes forget who we are and what made us in the first place. He says, all it takes is a little push to come along and send you in the right direction. Then all of a sudden, you understand you had it all. You had it all along and revel in what you are. Wyatt says, just like it's about to come to all come to him, he remembers things that he lost. He remembers that he is the color red in a world of black and white. He also says that he's the Eater of Worlds. He's Uncle Howdy. He's him. So I guess he's watching NXT and listening to Carmelo Hayes. I still don't understand why people say, I am him. I don't get that. So Wyatt declares that he's everything, including he's Bray Wyatt. And he also mentions the Wyatt 6 here too as well. So that was fucking awesome. Wyatt says he knows who he is, but do you know who you are? He says at the Royal Rumble, it will be his true rebirth, a baptism in the dark. And as for LA Knight, know this, son. When the lights go out, you should run. And so that was pretty cool. I dug that. I'm actually kind of excited for the lights out match. For the pitch black match. I'm trying to see how that's going to work out. But I do expect Bray to win. Moving on. So Kayla Braxton, she is backstage. And she's with Kevin Owens. So she brings up the Rumble. She brings up the Rumble match with Reigns. So Sami appears to be to interrupt. So Sami asks Owens if he's happy about all of this. And so about what he's going to be making Sami do tonight. Sami says KO should have left him alone, to left him be with the bloodline instead on Raw. Owens says that the bloodline came to Raw and caused this. KO said that this isn't what he asked for. He didn't ask for the match with Cena. It was Reigns who did all this stuff. KO still trying to convince Sami that he's being used by Reigns and the bloodline. And then Sami tells him to get through his head, he's not being used. Sami asks KO how many times he has to see Reigns hug him or the Usos get along with him. It's his family, and Owens doesn't understand. Sami says he's going to handle his business tonight, and he's proud to. Owens says he'll see Sami out there, and then they dip out. So, Heather Braxton, she's backstage again with Gunther. So, Ludwig Kaiser gets on the mic and says, momentum is essential in all success. Giovanni Vinci says Gunther set an example of what it means to be a true champion. So Gunther, he's icing his neck, says this is a glorious day because he overcame the biggest challenge so far. For the love of this great sport and the honor of this great title, he's beaten Strowman. He says now it's time to capitalize and go into the Royal Rumble, where he will throw out everybody. My bad. Where he'll throw out body after body from their sacred mat. Then he'll go on where the ring general belongs. The main event WrestleMania 39. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little promo right there. It's kind of believable, but it won't happen though. Raquel versus Liv Morgan. So Raquel Rodriguez wins. For whatever reason, Liv wanted to bring a table into this fucking match, and I have no idea. And so she's attempting to set up a table, but Raquel stops it. So Liv places Raquel on the table. She goes back to the turnbuckle. Raquel rolls off. She gets off of it. And it's supposed to be a table bump, but it doesn't happen. So she is swatted out of midair by Raquel. And then And then Raquel wins via the big Texana bomb. So I guess that's fine. So, my bad. So Sonya Deville, she's backstage. She's belittling Adam Pearce. She says she wants a rematch against Flair. Pearce says he understands that she lost, and he can't give her a rematch. That's not how it works. So Sonya acts like Flair has special treatment. Pearce says the only difference is that Flair won and that Sonya lost. Sonya says that Pearce is being unreasonable. She asked if he expects her to enter the Royal Rumble to earn a title shot. He said he does. Deville says she's going to find a way to make the rematch official. So she does, because there's a massive brawl between Charlotte and Sonya Deville. So they start brawling, and Flair says she didn't start this. So they continue to fight some more. They brawl back and forth, and then somehow security separates them. So there's that. And then the main event that we've seen 10 million in 5 times. So this is now 10 million in 6. That being Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. It was a DQ. The Usos got involved. Bloodline got involved. They all beat down Kevin Owens. And then Solo, he's on top of a barrier a few feet away. He hits the big Uso splash. And they all beat down KO. So how the show goes off the air is that Sammy, he's hesitant to join the Bloodline, so he slowly joins them. They all raise their ones in the air. So Sammy's kind of conflicted with what he's doing, and I like this. It was an interesting way to kind of go off the air. I'm glad that there wasn't a decisive winner. Like I said before, we've seen the match 10 million times. Now 10 million and 6. All in all, Smackdown for the most part was not that good outside of Bray Wyatt and the ending of KO and Sami Zayn and Gunther and Strowman. Other than that, everything else on the show was missable. It was very, very lackluster. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.